This is known as standard form, and there's a few things you have to know about this. A can't be negative. B could be negative. C could be negative. And no fractions whatsoever. You cannot have fractions in this form. The first thing I would do when you see this graph, find the y-intercept. So then make a little note for yourself that b is 5. If the y-intercept is 5, you should know that the ordered pair is 0, 5. The next ordered pair you can find is at the edge of the graph. Where does that line touch the edge of the graph?
-5, -1.
Right. So I would use those two ordered pairs to find your slope. 5 minus 1, or 1 minus 5,
So the slope
equals negative. Oh, go ahead. So do you see the denominator, how it's 5? If you kill two birds with one stone and multiply by a -5, you'll get rid of your fraction and your a as being negative. Because if you multiply -4 over 5 times -5, if you use your calculator, you should get 4x. If you do -5 times y, you get minus 5y. And 5 times 5, 5 times a -5, -25. Now I have standard form. We identified the slope to be 4 over 5, right?
Yeah.
So 4 is really your A, 5 is your B. That's a positive right now, right? So I'm going to take -3.
-1.
Oh.
So your slope is -1. Do you know your y-intercept?
No.
But you know an ordered pair, right?
Yeah.
So you could do what Carter likes to do and graph this to find your y-intercept.
You got that on a calculator?
I don't think you can. Or you can plug it in. So I'm going to plug -1 in for my m, 1 for my x. I don't know my b yet, but do I know a y? It's 4, right? So can I find b this way?
Yep.
Isn't the B -4? 4?
It's close, not 4.
3.
It's gonna be 5.
Oh.
You see how I got 5 for the b?
Yeah.
So in my little box over here, I got m is -1, b is 5. So do I have enough to put it in slope-intercept form?
Yes.
So Granger, what slope-intercept form?
Y equals -1x plus 5.
Yep. Now change that to standard form. I want you to remember this. So a positive line goes like that, right?
Yeah.
And that's going to be in the form mx plus b, right? A negative line goes like this, right? That's going to be negative mx plus b. If a line is a this, it has a slope of 0. If a line looks like this, it's undefined, right? So let's make this for a minute. I'm going to hold off on number 4. So if you see a line that looks like that,
Do you have to draw this?
you can if you want to. So someone give me an ordered pair on that red line.
1, 1.
No.
0, 5.
0, 5 would be an ordered pair. Carter, give me another ordered pair on that red line.
0, 6.
I want you to see if you're going to distribute. And you should get that. What should I do next?
You should move the 1 over.
Okay. Combine them with the 6 because they look alike.
You have standard form.
Now I'm in slope-intercept form.
Why do we have to learn like other forms? If slope-intercept forms like you in every one of them.
Because that's the curriculum. So how do I get this back to standard form?
Subtract it over
Subtract what over?
3, 2.
Okay. Can I leave a negative fraction?
No.
So what should I multiply 3 by?
Negative, or 2.
You're right. Negative 2. Just do two things at once. Get rid of the negative and the fraction.
Mm-hmm.
So negative 3/2 times negative 2 should be 3. And then you should get negative 2y equals negative 14. What number goes into 6, 9, and 18 all?
3.
Timmy, what's your question?
I got 6, 9.
I got 2x minus 3 at 3y equals negative 6.
Yeah. Because he divided by 3, because Carter said that was the greatest common factor.
I'm always right. So.
And stop jumping ahead. I'll get to the number 7 in a minute. I know you guys are rushing.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted to.
So I got 0 over 2.
Right. So Wesley used the slope-intercept form.
Well, I just got
Not the slope-intercept form, the slope formula. You got 0 over 2. So 0 divided by 2 is
0.
0. So the slope is 0. Well, now look at the ordered pairs they gave you.
You can just use any ordered pair.
Well, they gave you ordered pairs, 3,
I know,
5,
but
and
you- But choose one to use to put in self-intercept.
Yep. yeah. Well, you don't have to do all that. I want you to look at those 2 ordered pairs that they gave you, and I want you to look at the slope you found. What direction is this line going to be going?
Horizontal.
It's going to be going horizontally. And what is the same for all those ordered pairs that are going to be on that line?
Y. The Y.
What is the y going to be?
5.
That's the answer.
Uh.
1, negative 5, and it's perpendicular to y equals 1/3 x minus 2.
Negative 3.
The slope you're going to use is negative 3. And if you want to say the 1, you can. So do you know your y-intercept?
Yeah.
No.
Negative 2.
It is negative 2. He must have figured it out really quickly because they didn't give it to you.
Oh, it is negative.
It is going to be negative 2. So I'm going to plug in my y, plug in my slope, plug in my x. I don't know my b. I multiply. I add negative 3 to the other side. And it just happens to be the same y-intercept as the one given to you. So now you know m is negative 3, you know b is negative 2. You have enough to put it into slope-intercept form. So the slope-intercept form would be,
Negative 3x minus 2.
yeah,
And then you subtract it over,
not subtract.
or add it over, so 3x minus 2y, or
Mhm.
plus 2y,
Just plus y.
plus y equals negative 2.
Yep. Yeah. The point is negative 5, negative 2. That's your x, that's your y.
Negative
It is parallel to this line.
So it's horizontal.
What is the direction of this line?
Horizontal.
Nope.
2. Vertical.
Yes, you have to remember your lines. If you have x equals 0, it is going like this.
Undefined.
That means the slope is undefined. So you don't have a slope.
So we just write undefined.
Nope. So what would the equation in standard form of a line that has to be parallel to this line? So those two lines are parallel, right? So that blue line has this point running through it. It runs through that ordered pair. Another point on this line could be negative 5, 3. Another point on the line could be negative 5, 0. What is what's similar in each of those?
All of us have negative
X.
5.
They all have negative 5, the x. So you don't have a y. So it's just 0y. So basically your answer is just this. That's the only way you can write it. Because is this line going to be parallel to this line?